your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with just one more video, joined today by a very special returning guest, Ray.
Hey everybody, it's Rachel Ray Crowder, owner and creator of Mask Off Beauty. I'm happy to be here again. Thank you for having me.
Listen, we're gonna get unpolished here, okay? We're gonna focus on texture.
Okay.
No polish, right?
Let's do it.
We're gonna engage in a conversation that I think is very important to do. Got this request from a subscriber. Shout out to you, Grown Man C. I see you. Appreciate the suggestion. I've actually never heard of this YouTuber, Jessica J. Things women wish men knew. 5 surprising secrets. I saw a minute of the video and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this video. So, listen, mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. If you guys want me to react to videos or if you have suggestions, let me know there and I'll put it in the backlog, all right? Anything to say before we get started?
Let's get to it.
All right, without further ado, let's get right in it.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, what is she even thinking? Well, I'm glad you asked, because today I'm going to go over the 5 things that we women secretly wish that all y'all men knew, and how to use them to your advantage to get that girl and get her home. So I already mentioned this, but the first thing we wish guys knew is that the more we like you, the less likely we'll actually be to put out. Like I said, no woman wants to be seen like a hoe. We don't want you to think that we're easy and that we're not worth fighting for. So we'll put up like a cold front, or we'll pretend that like I'm just like not that kind of girl, like I'm really not. But really, we want you to chase after us. We want you to think that we're worth going after and chasing after and putting effort into. And the more we like you, the more we will resist your penis. I've never seen one before, I swear. Fine, we understand that it's like the Me Too era and things have changed and women are empowered. But really, we just think that you think that wifey doesn't put out or give it up too fast. So we're trying to stay ahead of what you're thinking by thinking that we should act a certain way in order to trap you. So if you find that she's coyly rejecting your advances or constantly saying like, no, I want to take it slow, I'm like not that kind of girl, then just humor her and go with it and understand that she really likes you. And you better not stop trying. Number 2.
What? Wait,
Facts.
What was that last line? And you better not what?
Stop trying. This is complete and utter facts from my perspective. I want to hear your opinion about this, but I've experienced this, and the thing is that like, and I know when she's doing it, I'm thinking to myself, but wait a minute. I know damn well you wasn't doing this with such and such a year and a half ago. Right, like it's almost stupid in a sense. I mean, I get it, I understand it, and you feel as though the social constructs put in place put it so that you can't let me know how much you want me, because then if you wanted me exactly when you wanted me, which probably at the first date, you know, you probably have already decided within the first couple of minutes in the first date how far you think that you want to take it. You then, you know.
Now that part I can't agree with. We do decide pretty quickly. I like you, I don't like you. This is going to be a one date thing.
So then you don't agree.
I think women decide whether we're going to sleep with a guy too on date pretty soon. It might not be date 1, but pretty soon.
In the first couple of minutes, in my opinion. You don't agree?
I don't know. It's pretty soon though. It might be minutes, it might be hours.
But do you agree?
It's that first week.
Do you agree with the idea that y'all wait the more that you value the dude?
It depends. I really think it does. I would say it's 50-50.
Okay.
I say it's 50-50 because, you know, if Idris Elba walks up, I'm probably not going to wait.
But why?
And I
let's
really
talk
like
about
Idris Elba.
So what's the difference?
But I think it depends on where you are in life. I really do.
Okay. Well,
tell
me more.
If you, as a woman, have decided, okay, this is the phase that I'm in, I'm being celibate, or I'm not being celibate, or I'm busting it wide open, or somewhere in between celibacy and busting it wide open, I think it's more contingent on that than the level that you like to do.
Let me ask you another question. When you say Idris Elba, is it, but you're also probably not considering him to be, like, to have a role in your life. Like you'll bust it wide open, but it's because you're just considering him as a man of high value, high attraction, and you just want to lay it all out there because you're not sure how long he's going to be able to stay in your life. But the difference is in what she's saying is, if a girl actually likes you and then wants you to be a provider at some day, then she'll hold that off, because if she quickly goes out and secures the penis, all of a sudden she's scared in her mind and understanding that you probably now think of her as a hoe.
I think that's definitely at play, because there is a double standard in society. If you are a hoe, you are less desirable as a real partner for men, and so we always are conscious of that.
Okay,
for sure.
So it sounds like you agree with this first point.
I'm gonna say 50-50.
But what's
my point? It depends.
So the 50% that you don't agree with is that it just depends what stage in life that you're in.
Mostly, yeah.
So the later the stage in life.
It's not a later thing, because sometimes people are at a point like I'm 23 and I'm all about celibacy and working on myself, and then you look up and you're 37 and you're like,
you work too hard on yourself.
Now you're taking tips from Cardi B.
Hey.
When she said pop it everywhere.
Yeah, you busting
so
it wide
it's not an age or timeline, it's a stage.
Stage in life.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I think.
I can rock with that.
Yeah.
I think depending upon, but what you mostly see is the younger, usually the age is correlated with busting it wide open way more the younger that you are, and the older that you get. Usually you understand, okay, well, this is what they actually value. Yeah. Let me not do it as much, or let me do it with a little bit more secrecy than what I do it now, right? In order to raise my value.
I don't think it's to raise your value. I think it's you now value yourself. Because withholding it doesn't change your value, in my opinion. I think naturally women are going to value themselves more as they age, because they are matured and hopefully they've had some spiritual growth. So I think the valuing of yourself comes first. Then you're like, ooh, I ain't giving that to everybody, versus, ooh, I'm not going to give this to everybody because I want to raise my value. I think the valuing yourself comes first.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the difference here in what they're saying is that it depends on the person, because
man or the woman?
The woman, the man. So it depends how she values the man. Like if she's 30 years old and it's an Idris Elba, that's, she's just gonna want that for the night, right? But if she's 30 years old and then she values the man as being a provider later in her life, then she's gonna hold off.
Not even a provider. It has whatever she values him as. Yeah. So maybe she values him as a provider, a companion, whatever she values. It may not necessarily be a provider.
Well, it's not necessarily. So I get what you're saying, but I think the conclusion of the value is: do you picture this man in your life long term?
Yes. That's the value. Yeah, that's the value. Yeah.
All right. Well, she's got some other points. You want to get back in?
And you have more time if you feel like we're dating for real. I really, really like you, and I always say, if you really, really like somebody, then you don't have to have questions and answers 20 questions and answers. You're like, oh, we're gonna drag this thing out and make this last. We have the rest of our lives to get to know each other. So we have the rest of our lives to get to know each other. We have the rest of our lives to do what grown folks do.
As long as you're doing that and you're consistent with throughout that component of your life, right? Like, because if you're doing that for me, but then you also have an Idris Elba on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Idris Elba.
And you just tricking me. You just tricking me, making me feel like,
You're not Idris Elba.
All right, let's go.
Us looking at you from across the room is all we've got. So there's actually a lot of memes out there about women being like, hey dude, I looked at you 3 times already. We could have been married and divorced by now. I guess it's over. Again, going back to us women don't want to be seen as the aggressors or the man or your man. We want you to think of us as this dainty flower that you found in the field and picked yourself. And dainty flowers don't come up and be like, hey bro, I think you're really cute. We just don't do that. What do dainty flowers waiting to be picked in a field full of weeds do? A lot of this. A lot of this. And a lot of this. If you catch her eye twice, please, for the love of God and all the women out there, just go and talk to her. Because honestly, we'll probably never do it. Number 3, closed off.
You bang with that one?
I don't want to be on the fence on all of these, but I think it depends. I think times have changed. I think that's what it used to be. But I think that more and more women are approaching men. That it's not my drip, but I have been told by males and females, why don't you just go up to him and get him? And it's like, what?
Yeah.
But I think that probably was true years ago, but I think that has changed now, and women are more comfortable approaching men. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
It's just different.
It's very different.
But do you feel like you have more power in a sense that you get to control, who's coming in? Because before, like, if you're just a wallflower, right, you're just waiting and you're cutting eyes, like you're hoping that the right one comes up to you. But now there's a little bit more power in the sense that now, you can pick yourself.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah?
No.
Look at that.
I always
Mind
was just
blown.
like, I'm not doing that. I'll just wait, and I feel like what's meant to be will meant to be. He'll come over here if it was meant to be. But I never thought about then you have more. You can filter better that way.
Yeah. I mean, because you never get picked by the ones that you never really wanted.
Yeah, of course that happens.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, no.
All right.
That's a good. I never thought of it like that. But I think.
Look at that. You about to be hollering in the club.
I
now.
do think though, if you catch her eyes twice,
then it's a done deal.
If you like her, or you're like, ooh, then maybe approach her. For the girls that are wallflowers.
Right.
Doesn't mean we're not into you. Okay, for as much as people think guys really need advice on talking to women, girls probably need it more. Because us women, we're not trained to talk to studly fellas like yourself when you come out of nowhere and surprise us. There have been plenty of times when I've been approached by a man and I didn't know what to say and just looked something like this. Women get nervous too. Don't you understand that? You're a fucking catch. So her needing a little more time to warm up to you, please don't take it as her never getting hot for you ever.
I think this one's a little bit weird because you don't know if the cold front is because she does like you or she does not like you. So it's almost just like, you got to just throw yourself in there and kind of keep on poking the bear a little bit just to see, like, if she eventually warms up to you.
Yeah.
But I've had experiences where I'm just like, damn, like, that was awkward. And then, we're hanging out later on that night, right? Like, I've also had experiences where it's just like, okay, right, like, I'm not going to put my ego through whoever the hell she's dishing back out at me, so I'm just going to let it go. You know what I mean? Any feelings about that one?
I'm super talkative, so I can't relate to that one. Like, especially in a social setting, I talk to guys, talk to chicks, talk to potential business partners, potential suitors, like, so I think when I don't like somebody, then I'm probably quiet. What are you looking at?
I'm like, what is that in the background?
What is it?
I don't know. It's a pocketbook.
Oh.
I'm totally gonna edit all this out.
I was like,
I'm
what
sorry.
are you doing? I'm like talking and you just got up in the middle of it.
It's gone.
Oh my gosh. I done lost. I think this one is a 50-50 too though. The cold front thing, I have a little bit of country in me, so I can't relate to that at all. Unless it's like, if I'm being cold, I'm being cold on purpose. Male, female, suitor, whatever. But like, I do agree with the part about we are very emotional and we get nervous too.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I don't like a dude, I'm probably going to be, or not dislike him, but like I don't potentially like, then I'm probably just gonna have my normal talkative self. But if I do like him, then it might be a little nervous. Like
Okay.
we get nervous too, for sure. Like, oh my gosh, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Did I wear the right thing? Did I do that right?
I get it. You guys gotta throw us a bone though. Like, let the choosing continue at the point that I come up here. Like I get it. Breaks in conversations make it awkward. But just, I think from my perspective too, there's probably a lot of situations that I have blown because I didn't get that immediate feeling of, oh, she wants me. And I kind of just let it go.
So let's talk about that. Why do y'all have to have that immediate she wants me feeling? Why can't you like do a slower exploration.
Well,
Like,
I think specific to me, and I think it just depends on your comfortability with talking with random strangers. But I think a
but
lot
you're
of
from New
it.
York.
But I think a lot of it. What's that have to do with anything?
Y'all talk to everybody, don't y'all? If y'all are not shy people. But sorry, back to your point.
I forgot what my point was. I'm not gonna lie.
Throw you all a bone, but what is that bone? Like you walk up to a girl, it's super awkward. You've blown a few moments. What is that bone that I guess continues the conversation from your perspective or from a guy's perspective?
Just don't make it awkward for us. Like, right, like if you're interested, just show some level of conversation back. Like, if you feel like a dude is just like, as a dude, if I'm just asking you questions, right, and you're not giving me, and you give me like one word answers, right, like, don't expect me not to leave. Like, I'm okay, all right, well, it was nice talking to you. I'm out of there. Like, like, ask a question back in order to show interest, right? Like,
Have some tennis style dialogue.
Yeah.
Why don't you just talk to us like you talk to your friends? Okay, I hear from guys all the time about how I can talk to a girl no problem, or I can start a conversation no problem. But when it comes to like really hot girls, exactly. The same thing happens with you guys. Instead of getting into your emotions, you get into your head and think, oh my God, does she like me? Oh my God, am I funny? But you're not like that with your friends, right? You're probably charming. You're probably like super hilarious. You're probably cool and calm and confident because you're not sitting there talking to your friend thinking, does he like me? Does my hair look stupid? Can he tell I'm nervous? So if you talk to these girls like you talk to your friends, they're gonna be able to see you like your friends see you, which is cool enough to hang out with.
I can agree with that one. No 50-50 on that one.
So this one is it's a confidence thing, right? Like going up there, being sure of yourself, and just hitting them. Don't be self-conscious and insecure, because it can often come up in your conversation, right? Your eye contact with her,
Yeah.
and then
Definitely.
also her openness to give you the buns later on that night.
Is that the end goal all the time?
Depends.
All the time is 100%. Is it the end goal a percentage, 50-50? Because I was going to come at a different angle. Is the buns the end goal?
Depends.
Okay. I think the talking like buddies thing is definitely...
Wait, hold on 1 second. I don't think there's anyone who you would want to put number into your phone that you eventually don't want the buns from.
Not from a courting standpoint.
What do you mean?
Like, you're going to get people's phone numbers for other reasons. But from a courting, dating,
if I'm
buns
pulling you
standpoint,
from a club, right, like, and the conversation is not about
plucking
business
a flower
at all. As a dude, I'm sizing you up, right? And I think that at least up to this point, that would be a goal.
Does the venue matter? Because, like, one of my guy friends told me, don't ever think you're going to date a dude you met at a club. If you meet him at the club, delete his number. And he has, like, a 100% rule. So does the venue or location where you all met
I think
change
that's
the way
what
you
he told
size
you.
her up?
That's a crazy rule.
He told me that. He was
That's a
like, if you
ridiculous
meet
rule.
him at the club, it's an automatic no.
Why?
He said because when guys meet girls at the club, they want the buns.
Yeah, but when they meet you at the coffee shop, what do they want? When they meet you at the supermarket, what do they want?
Maybe they want to throw the buns in the toaster first.
Why would the
I'm not a
venue
guy.
change? No, but like he told you that, so then like you put that into your bullet points of things that you do as you're dating.
As a consideration.
But why would you consider the venue? It's not like he's trying
I'm
to shame
asking
you.
you.
Well, no, I'm trying to understand. Like it's not like he's trying to shame you for where you meet people.
No, he's not shaming me.
Well, why is he
He's
telling you to
saying
throw the number
he's saying in general, not just me, everybody. If you meet at the club and you want something other than sex, no. People, that's his advice. Not just to me. I don't even go to the club, okay? So not specifically to
True.
me, but you said true because you never see me at the club. But he was just saying, if you're out to date and you want something serious and you get a phone number at the club, then it's an automatic no, because that's not what you're looking for. So I'm asking you, you said when you meet a girl and you size her up, you're like, I want the buns. Does it matter where you met her? So if you meet her at the coffee shop or Kroger or the bookstore.
And that's what I'm saying. The venue doesn't matter, which is why his advice to you is asinine.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
About what? That his advice is asinine?
My conclusion regarding his advice. How you feel?
I think he has I think there's some validity to his point. Okay. I think guys and women definitely size people up differently depending on where they met. And we're going on a tangent right now, but I think people, like, you'll hear people meet somebody at church, and it's like, well, church is where sinners hang out. So it's like Plies and Kirk Franklin, same person, right? So they're different because you met them at church.
Right, that's what. But you're proving what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
But a lot of people say that.
A lot of people also voted for Trump. All right,
okay. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
You ready to get back into the video?
Yes, we just went on a tangent.
You don't feel a thing when you talk about your things. I remember one time I was at a club in downtown LA, and this guy in a 3-piece suit comes up to me and says, "You look like the type of girl who would love a vacation in Paris." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I love Paris." And then he goes, "I bet you really would love my yacht too." And I was like, "I don't know, I get seasick." Here's the thing, women cannot connect to things. If you talk about your cars or the amount of us and vacations you've been to, or even your job, the weather, where you're from, we can't feel an emotional investment into those things. But we can feel an emotional investment in you. So talk about your experiences on your boat. Maybe the last time you were out to sea, you found a dead body. Or maybe the last time you were in Paris, you got really drunk on a bottle of champagne and made out with a homeless woman. Either way, you want to talk about your human experiences that are going to make her think, "Oh my God, I've done something like that too. I could totally connect with this guy." Because we're not going to feel a thing if you only talk about your things. But we can feel something for you. I actually go over all of this in my program, Speak to Spark Arousal, where I talk about how to make a genuine connection with somebody aside from all the fluff out there that people are talking about.
All right, I think she's done with the video. What's your thoughts about this one?
First of all, the fact that she has a training course is interesting. I probably wouldn't take that course. But anyway, I do think that guys tend to talk about things more than women do, and I think that we're less likely to connect to that. For sure. Now, finding a dead body, not so much, but I get her point. So if a guy comes and he's like, "Yeah, I work at Chase Bank, and it's really a great environment. I bond with my teammates, and I enjoy volunteering with my team," or something along those lines, versus "I'm an accounting at Chase and I make $1 million." Tell me about how your typical day is, your experiences, the feeling part of it, the flow. We like that in general.
Okay. No, I agree with what you're saying and what she's saying, but I don't 100% agree. I do think women also get stuck to the material things that you can present to them, because then they can see, oh, but then I can be a part of that as well. Right? So they refer to that as hypergamy, right? That's the thought of marrying into someone to upgrade your class, right? I do think that there's components of women that live by that hypergamous lifestyle, which is why, like, you see male celebrities having female groupies all in their DMs, but you don't see female celebrities having dudes all up in their DMs, right? Because it's a different, right? So, like,
it's a double standard.
It's
for sure.
Yeah. So I hear both of you. I don't necessarily agree with this one 100%. I think the way that you do it can be viewed as a douche, and that will not attract her, but she still may bang with you. So there's ways to do it to kind of throw information out there in a non-douchey way. But I disagree that women are not attracted to that, because she wants to know what's your status.
She didn't say attract, she said connect, I think. So she might be attracted to it. Like, ooh, I want that. But connection and attraction is not synonyms? I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I can be attracted to a lot of things. Like, money is attractive. A BMW is attractive. But I can't connect with that. Like, it might be attractive if he's a certain height and has a certain job, that might be attractive, but that connection part is, what is your relationship with your family? Do people like you? Are you a douche? That's where the connection,
Realistically, you're not going to get into that in a conversation at where he's trying to get your number.
No, so you're attracted first before you can become connected.
Right, but how do you attract?
The surface,
one of the ways that you can attract.
The surface stuff. Money, looks, status.
Which is why this point is the weakest one that she said. That's why she put it the fifth one.
You think it's weak?
It's the weakest of the other four, yeah. I think it's the one with least that I can least agree with, because I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of the two, right? Irrespective of how much of a civil servant that you are and how much of an awesome humanitarian that you are, if you're still close to poverty or homeless, she's gonna put that into her things of whether or not I want to go out with this dude again. So I think, although you don't have to douchey throw stuff out, not necessarily you even have to throw stuff out. Like, you can just be who you are and know just what you bring to the table, and you just talk to people at face value, and that's fine. I mean, that's one of my strategies. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if as I'm talking, I throw in little things that push me up higher in the social status, I think that's a skill that a dude should implement, right? Like, if I just toss out like, oh, I gotta get up early for work in the morning or something like that. Oh, he has a job, like something like that, right? Like, it's like little things like that in order to kind of separate you from the pack. That's a stupid example, but you get my point.
Oh, I gotta get up and go to work.
Right.
I think we all do that. I think this whole generation is a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot of bit more materialistic than our parents were. For sure. We are definitely, I don't think we connect to things more. I think we value them. If that makes sense. We're attracted to things and status, but connect, I just don't see that.
Yeah. No, I feel
if you're a human being connecting to things, you're probably not a human being.
I mean,
it cancels out your.
Listen, there's a
your
lot
human
of
element.
I'm gonna show you a video from a different portion of the element where it's women who are gold diggers. I think they get attracted and connected to material things. Like, it may not be, but it's something as dudes we have to look out for, because I don't know if she's going on a date with me because she actually wants to get to know me, or if she's hungry that night. Not for real. You laugh, but this is like a serious thing that I think we should all be thinking about.
So if we do that video, we have to do the flip side as well. Men who date chicks only for their looks. Because you see that too with the rich men. Like, they replace their wives every 10 years. Like, I can afford a hotter chick. So it's like two-sided.
He shouldn't have married her. He shouldn't have married her.
No, she shouldn't have married him. If he married her for her look. You remember that show about the football players? Kelly and Jason, and she admitted that she married him for his money, and he admitted that he married her for her looks. They're equally bad.
Well, he's just stupid. Because why would you marry someone just for their looks?
Men do it all the time.
But I can see a woman, no, not marrying. I think that's stupid. But I can see a woman wanting to marry a man for his money. Because what happens when she gets what happens when she gets divorced? She gets half of that money. I don't think a man needs to marry a woman for her looks. I think that's retarded.
He doesn't need to, but men do it.
Well, that's because they're retarded. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm saying a woman, it's a great strategy to marry someone up. That's called hypergamy.
And it's a great strategy to marry a chick that's hot.
No, it's not. That's terrible strategy.
It is. Men do it, though.
No, I'm saying, why marry her for looks, especially something that degrades over time?
You might not agree with doing it.
No, but listen.
They do it.
I want to help you understand. No, I'm saying they do, but it's not smart. I'm saying it's not smart. Irrespective of them doing it, I'm saying it's because look at it like this. My money will only increase the longer that I live. So a woman will get married to a man if she's a gold digger, knowing that asset will always increase. Because he did something in order to get that money in order to get there. So most likely he's going to do things to increase that status. A man marrying a woman for looks is like for looks degrade over time. So why lock myself in a business marriage with somebody when I'm doing it for something that's going to degrade over time?
His money can diminish as well. How many rich celebrities have you seen lose their money? Look at Tyson. He was with what's her name?
But
for her looks.
But answer. I want you to answer that one question. Instead of, because what I think you just did is you deflected to a question that I never asked.
No, I didn't deflect. I'm just giving the flip side of it because we're talking about men and women, not just what women do, but the flip side of what men do.
Right, but I'm saying what men do for that reason is not smart.
No, it's not smart.
But giving the flip side can be seen as a deflection to not answer the original.
What's your question?
The question of why would someone do it? Why a woman doing it makes sense to me because that asset is going to appreciate over time.
In most cases, it will. In some cases, it won't.
But I'm also saying a man doing that is not smart because that asset depreciates. The reason why he's doing that depreciates over time.
Oh my God, depreciates?
Looks fade. Beauty fades.
It does. But according to Cynthia Bailey, what did she say? Looks fade, but class lasts forever. You don't know. You know Cynthia Bailey.
You're deflecting. It's okay. It's okay.
No. I'm not deflecting. I've answered your question. That is my opinion.
Okay.
That yes, from a financial standpoint, yes, it does make more sense to marry for money than to marry for looks. But that's for the financial aspect of it. When rich men, at least from what I see on television, because I'm not married to some rich Shaq or Kobe Bryant, but the beautiful woman is part of their advancement in socioeconomic status. And so
a trophy wife.
Yes, exactly. It's called a trophy wife for a reason. And so it doesn't make sense financially to marry a woman for her looks, but from a socioeconomic status standpoint, it does.
I say don't marry him, just be in a relationship with him.
That's you.
Or two of them, or three of them.
But it's also some industries or some people value marriage. And so men, I think that's one of the things that we've gotten away from. Married men make more money. And they are seen as more stable. You know what I mean? So getting married is not just beneficial to the woman. It also benefits his career because
married men also spend more money.
They spend more money, but they make more money, and it helps advance their career. And if you look at the Kobe's Kobe could have just been a straight up whore and never gotten married, but his beautiful wife definitely played a role in the advancement of his socioeconomic status. Now, not just his financials, but his overall socioeconomic status. A beautiful wife definitely adds to that. So it's a smart play. It's not a smart financial play, but it is a smart play from that standpoint.
I want to make this into a completely different video because I vehemently do not agree with that. I vehemently don't. You know why? And it's because he locked himself, that specific situation, he locked himself into a situation where he got caught and then got threatened with divorce. He got threatened with her taking millions out of his bank account. So I'm just like, why marry? Why marry? Like,
marriage is a beautiful thing.
Oh God! I don't think him risking losing more than half of his net worth is not worth the investment of locking someone into that business contract. It's a business.
So, but for some people, marriage is more than a business contract, and that might not be right or what you agree with. But for some people, the money part of it is like 50 Cent says, and 50 Cent is a terrible example, but in that song where he says, have a baby, buy me baby, be a millionaire, and he's like, as soon as she gets pregnant, I'll just write a check. He doesn't care. You can take half, you can take 25%. I'm so rich, it doesn't matter. Like 50 Cent was like, I can marry you, you can marry me, I'll take half, you can have my baby, whatever, I don't care. And he's from your city. He's representing for y'all.
I mean, he's also a multi-millionaire. So I think
he's almost a billionaire, isn't he?
I don't think he's that.
He's rich. Not that far. He's rich.
He's a multi-millionaire though. That's not the common average person.
No, not the average dude.
And I think he did it actually. I think he did have a kid and just
threw a check.
Yeah. No, but he's also a great father, I would imagine. All right, let me wrap up the video. And I want to start up again. I feel like we need to have a whole conversation about the benefits of marriage.
Oh, man. I think we need a panel for that one. But it has to be evenly distributed.
What? 50-50 is evenly distributed. Me and you.
Okay, come on, let's do it.
Well, last question. Did you have fun during this video?
Yes, of course.
All right.
I love
Good.
it.
Good.
Different opinions, same opinions. It's
And
all good.
being able to connect and have a discussion about it is the value in doing that, right?
You gotta communicate.
So I appreciate your views. Questions, comments, concerns, you already know what to do. Write it down in the comment box down below. Ray, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Coming through. We're going to do another one, all right? Until next time, YouTube. Excuse me. Peace!